Good day, grade 8 students. It's me again, Ma'am Jen Ponteras, and welcome to my YouTube channel. But before we start, please don't forget to click the tiny bell button and subscribe to my channel. Pwede nyo ring i-like or i-download ang aking mga video lessons kung sa tingin nyo ay makakatulong ito sa inyo. Now, we are in week 9, quarter 2 of Mathematics 8. So the last topic is all about reasoning and proof. Okay, so what is the difference between the reasoning and proof? So here's the LC code for this topic, reasoning and proof. So reasoning is, wait lang. Ito. Reasoning is a process. Ayan. Reasoning is a process of thinking, informing a judgment or conclusion based on facts and premises. So pag sinabi nating reasoning, that is a verb. It means that you're thinking or making a judgment or conclusion based from the facts and premises. Base dun sa evidences. Okay, so you're making a conclusion, a judgment. So that's reasoning coming from the facts and premises. Yan. So syempre wala tayong judgment at conclusion kung wala tayong basis. Proof, however, proof is a process of establishing evidences of facts or truths of a statement. So, pag sinabi nating reasoning, ito yung way of thinking natin. Pag sinabi naman nating proof, you're going to establish evidence or facts or truth of a statement. Okay. So, dun muna tayo sa reasoning. What are the two kinds of reasoning? The first kind of reasoning is the deductive reasoning. So, we have deductive and inductive reasoning. So, ano yung pinagkaiba nila? Deductive reasoning starts with a general statement or hypothesis and examines the possibilities to reach a specific and logical conclusion. So, from general to specific. So, para hindi kayo malito, tandaan yung inverted pyramid. Si inverted pyramid, 'di ba malaki sa taas, paliit. So, from general going to specific. So, that is deductive reasoning. So, these are the steps in making deductive reasoning or in deductive reasoning. First is there is a premise, a second premise, and an inference. So, ganito natin ginagawa ang deductive reasoning. Okay. So, the common form of deductive reasoning is the syllogism. The syllogism is composed of major premise and a minor premise to have a logical conclusion. Okay. So, si deductive reasoning is in syllogism form, wherein you have a major premise, a minor premise, and at the end, we have a logical conclusion. So, from malaki, going dun sa maliit hanggang sa pinakamaliit. So, that is deductive. From the root word itself, deduct, pabawas. Okay. So, that is deductive reasoning. The major premise is Filipinos are hospitable. The minor premise is Mark is a Filipino. And the inference or our conclusion is Mark is hospitable. So let us have first this example. The major premise is Filipinos are hospitable. Bakit siya major premise? Kasi we are referring to Filipinos. It means in general. Okay? So tinutukoy natin dito lahat ng Pilipino. Yan, kaya siya major premise kasi general term yung tinitingnan natin. But then the minor premise is Mark is a Filipino. So kanina, nandun lang tayo sa term na Pilipino, nag-mention tayo ng isang tao na Pilipino who is Mark. Who's Mark? Yan. So, naging specific tayo. Then, we have here the inference. Dahil si Mark ay Pilipino, siya ngayon ay hospitable kasi Pilipino siya. Yan. So, that is deductive reasoning. So, the major premise, the minor premise, and the inference. The second example is, all men are mortal. Harold is a man. Harold is mortal. Yan. So, the major premise is men. The minor premise is Harold. So, Harold is a man. Okay. Harold is mortal. So, that is the inference. Base dun sa, saan galing yung inference natin? Based dun sa major premise and sa minor premise. So, hindi tayo magbibigay ng inference na hindi galing dun sa first two premises natin. Next, example number 3. All numbers divisible by 2 is an even number. So that is the major premise. And the second premise or the minor premise is 16 is divisible by 2. Nagbigay tayo ng isang number na divisible by 2. So our inference now is 16 is an even number. Okay. So again, the inference that we have is coming from the two premises na kinuha natin. So kung mapapansin nyo, meron din pattern sa pagdating sa inference, pinagsama natin yung minor tsaka major premise, kung napansin nyo. Okay, na pag-mix natin yung major tsaka minor premise natin. Yan. Okay, next. So, aside from deductive reasoning, we also have the inductive reasoning. Ha ha ha. Anyway. Okay. So inductive reasoning is the opposite of deductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning makes broad generalizations from specific observations. So basically there is a data, then conclusions are drawn from the data, which is called as inductive logic. So sa deductive reasoning, we have the syllogism. In inductive reasoning, we have the inductive logic. So ito yung pinagkaiba nila. So kung kanina, si deductive reasoning ay nag-umpisa sa general statement going to specific, inductive reasoning now is from specific data up to general conclusions. So baliktad, pa-pyramid naman siya. Now let us have examples. So example 1. So meron ako dito first try, second try, third try kasi we are referring to data. So first try, I touch the makahiya and its leaf closes. So second try, I touch the other makahiya and its leaf also closes. The third try, I touch another makahiya and its leaf closes just like the other two. So siguro, ang scenario dito is tinitingnan niya kung lahat ba ng makahiya ay magko-close ang leaf. So meron siyang tatlong trials and the conclusion is when you touch the makahiya, its leaf closes. Yan. So bakit siya nagkaroon ng ganong conclusion? Kasi meron siyang which is nag-serve as kanyang data para magkaroon ng conclusion. Okay, so inductive reasoning is most of the time ginagamit sa science experiment. Kasi doon tayo nagkakaroon ng mga trial and error. So sikat na sikat siya sa science, gamit na gamit siya sa science. Okay. So second example, we have two data. 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. 9 multiplied by 2 is 18. So any number multiplied by 2 gives a product of an even number. Yan. So inductive reasoning. So nag-start tayo sa mga data natin, sa mga specific numbers. Then we come up with the general conclusion. So sa number 1, ang general conclusion natin, pag hinawakan mo yung makahiya, its leaf closes. Okay? Lahat ng makahiya yon. We are referring to all makahiya. Here, in second example, you are referring to any number. When multiplied by 2, it gives you a product of even number. Yan. Third example, 3 multiplied by itself is 9. 4 multiplied by itself is 16. Any number multiplied by itself is a perfect square number. Yan. So, naging general uli yung conclusion natin. So, any number. Okay? So, same goes with examples 1, 2, and 3. Yan. Now, meron tayo ditong summary about deductive reasoning and inductive reasoning. So, in deductive reasoning from general to special case, in inductive reasoning from special case going to general principles. Okay. So, ang figure lang na tatandaan natin for, what's this? Cancel. Wait lang. Yan. Akala nag-save ako. Okay. Deductive reasoning use syllogism, while inductive reasoning uses inductive logic. That is inductive logic. Yan. Okay. So may dalawa akong tinatanda ang figure. Pag deductive reasoning, inverted triangle or inverted pyramid. Pag inductive reasoning, pyramid siya. Yan. Para mas madali siyang tandaan. Okay. Now let us proceed to proof. Again, a proof is the way of establishing evidences, okay, from the statements. Yan. So mag-establish ka ng evidences. Okay. So we have two kinds of proof, the direct proof and the indirect proof. So sinabi nating proof, dapat ang statements natin ay sequential. Sinabi nating sequential, sunod-sunod siyang nangyari. Okay? So let's have the deductive proof, direct proof. The direct proof is a sequence of statements which are either givens or deductions from previous statements and whose last statement is the conclusions to be proved. Okay. So sa umpisa ng ating direct proof is magbibigay ka ng direct na example. Tapos at the end, you are going to arrive at a conclusions na mapuprove natin. Okay, so let's have number 1. So example, our given is the sum of two numbers is even. So what are you going to do? In direct proof, maghahanap ka ng direct example ng even numbers. Kasi direct eh. Yan. Yan. So dalawa. Dapat pala dalawa. Okay. So ang gagawin natin, so any even number ba to? Yes, any even number. So first, kinuha ko is 2 and 4 are even numbers and their sum is 6 is also an even number. 6 and 8 are also even numbers and their sum 14 is also an even number. So from the first two bullets, naging specific tayo. We give the direct example of even numbers and their sum. Then we are going to arrive on the conclusion that ito pala. So from these two direct examples, nag-assign naman tayo ng value algebraically, wherein the 2n refers to, yan, kasi dito sa third statement natin, nag-represent tayo ng algebraic expression. Like, let 2n is an even number. So, yung 2n na yon is magre-represent sa lahat ng even numbers. So, kung meron tayong dalawang even numbers, so we have now 2n plus 2n, which is 4n. Yan. So, 2n plus 2n equals 4n. So, 4n here also is an even number. Yan. Yan. So, pakita ko lang yung sequence ng proof natin, no? Is we have the direct examples of even number. The third one is we represent the even numbers algebraically by 2n. Since dalawang even numbers, so 2n plus 2n will give you 4n. And we know that 4n is also an even number. Bakit even number yung 4? Kasi ano siya multiples ng 2. Yan. So therefore, we are going to arrive now in the conclusion that therefore the sum of two even numbers is even. Yan. Okay, so the sum of two even numbers is even. Yan. So ito yung sequence ng aking direct proof. Second example, the sum of an even and odd number is odd. So ano yung bibigyan natin ng direct proof? An even number and odd number is odd. Ayan. So magbibigay ka ng isang even at isang odd. Tapos ipuprove mo na ang kanilang sum ay odd. Okay. Wait lang. Igun natin. Yan. So, eto. So, nagbigay ako ng isang direct example. 1 is an odd number added by 2, which is an even number, has the sum of 3, which is odd. Actually, ito po ay pwede nyo pang dagdagan. Like, 3 is an odd number added by 4, which is an even number, and has the sum of 7, which is odd. Yan. So ito kasi, isa na lang ang nilagay ko. Pero pwede nyo pang dagdagan ng direct example. Then, on the second statement, ito pala, meron pala. Nabanggit ko na pala. An odd number 3 plus an even number 4, which gives a sum of 7, which is odd. So after giving two direct examples, we can represent them as we can represent this in algebraic way. So we have let 2n plus 1 an odd number. So how are we sure na 2n plus 1 is odd number? So halimbawa, mag-assign ka ng value ng n, which is 0. So 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1, which is 1. 1 naman. So 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1, which is 3. So, sa isang even number, pag nag-add ka ng 1, magiging add na siya. Yan, kaya 2n plus 1. And 2n is an even number. So, yung 2n, nabanggit ko na yan kanina. Ayan. So, let 2n plus 1 an odd number and 2n an even number. So, pag kinuha natin yung sum, we have now 2n plus 1 plus 2n equals 4n plus 1, which is odd. Okay, so the sum is 4n plus 1. Ito. Kanina, yung 4n, even naman siya. So, sabi natin kanina, pag nag-add tayo ng 1 sa isang even number, magiging add siya. So, which is true naman. Kasi yung 4n kanina na even, nag-add tayo ng 1, automatically, magiging ano siya, magiging add na siya. So, after we prove this in that way, we can conclude now that the sum of an even number and an odd number is odd. Okay, so yung 4n plus 1 is referring to in general. Lahat ng sum, referring to lahat ng sum doon sa odd at saka sa even numbers. Yan. Okay, so this is example of direct proof. Now let us proceed sa indirect proof. Indirect proof is a sequence of statement which can be proved by contrapositive and contradiction. So, meron tayong konting review regarding contrapositive. If you remember, on a previous week, contrapositive is if not Q, then not P. 'Di ba 'yun ang itsura niya? If not Q, then not P. Okay. So, ito yung proof by, unahin natin yung by contrapositive. Example number 1. So, our given is, if it is Sunday, then I'm going to church. So, ito yung ating given statement. May contrapositive, Again, by contrapositive, it's not Q, then not P. So again, the P here is, if it is Sunday, this is your P, the hypothesis. If it is Sunday, then, ayaw lumabas ng highlight. Ayan. So this is the Q. Then I'm going to church. Yun yung Q natin. Yan. Ayaw ma-highlight. So that is the Q. Yan. So gagawin nyo muna siyang contrapositive. If I'm not going to church, then it is not Sunday. So ito, wait lang, ayaw niya pong mapindot. Naglalag ang aking laptop. Okay. Yan. Okay. Ayan. So ito ngayon yung not Q natin. If I'm not going to church, yan, then ito yung P natin. Not P. Then it is not Sunday. So the second step is, oh, nasa na? Wait lang, nawala. Nawala yung tinatype ko. Yan. Yan. Okay. So the proof of contrapositive, so we're going to prove now, ang pinoprove na natin ngayon is yung contrapositive, hindi na yung given. Okay? So the proof of contrapositive is, I'm going to church because it is Friday. Okay? Kasi sabi nga niya, kung hindi siya pupunta sa, kung hindi siya magsisimba, ibig sabihin, hindi linggo. Ayun, hindi linggo ngayon, parang ganon. So dito naman, the proof is, I am not going to church because it is Friday. Yan. O kaya, pagpunta niya sa, kung pupunta siya sa church ng Friday, di ba? Sarado yung simbahan, parang ganon. So this is the proof of contrapositive. Yan. Hindi siya magsisimba kasi Biyernes ngayon. Ganon. Okay. So yun yung proof ng kanyang contrapositive. But it makes sense, right? Kung i-observe nyo, contrapositive is the same as dun sa thought nung ating given. Kung linggo ngayon, magsisimba ako. Pag yung contrapositive niya is, kung hindi ako magsisimba, ibig sabihin, hindi linggo ngayon. So, parehas lang sila ng meaning. So, pagdating sa proof, hindi ako magsisimba kasi Biyernes ngayon. So, pag tiningnan po ninyo, magmula given hanggang sa proof of contrapositive, iisa lang sila ng thought, iisa lang sila ng mensahe na magsisimba ka lang kapag linggo. Yan. So, ito ngayon yung conclusion niya. Therefore, I can only go to church if it is Sunday. Magsisimba lang ako kapag Sunday. Oh, yan. So that is by contrapositive. Now, let us proceed to the second example. Second example is, the given is, the sum of two supplementary angles is exactly 180 degrees. By contrapositive, ginawa ko muna siyang if-then statement or conditional statement. So if the sum of two angles are more than 180 degrees, then the angles are not supplementary. So ito yung P. Yan yung hypothesis natin, the sum of two angles are more than, ay, wait lang. Hindi pala. Oh, sorry, hindi ko nakita tong part na to. Yan. Okay. If the sum of two angles are more than 180 degrees, then the angles are not supplementary. So this is the contrapositive of this statement. If not Q, then not P. Pero kung nalilito kayo, pwede muna kayong mag-conditional statement. So ano bang conditional statement nito? Lalagyan mo lang to ng if. If the sum of two supplementary angles, ay, wait lang. If the two angles are supplementary, yon. Ito palang conditional. If the two angles are supplementary, then the measures is exactly 180 degrees. If the two angles are supplementary, then its measure is exactly 180 degrees. Yan. So this is the conditional. So ginawa muna natin siyang conditional. Kasi ito yung step by step talaga eh. So para maging proof by contrapositive siya, gagawin mo na po yung if not Q, then not P. So this is the P and this is the Q. Yan. Wait lang. Ayun. Its measure is exactly 180 degrees. Yan. So if not Q, if the sum of two angles are more than 180 degrees, kasi ang nene-negates natin is yung exactly. So dalawang possible contrapositive, pwedeng more than, pwedeng less than. Kaya lang dito, ang ginawa ko po is nag-more than ako. Yan. So pwede rin po kayong mag-less than. Pero see to it na yung susunod na mga statement, less than yung angles na ibibigay nyo. Okay? Then the angles are not supplementary. So ang nenegate naman natin is yung supplementary. Okay. So nagbigay tayo dito ng proof, direct proof about dun sa ating contrapositive. So let's have angle A is equal to 120 degrees and angle B is equal to 70 degrees. So the sum of these two angles are 190 degrees. So the two angles are not supplementary. So another way is you can illustrate angle A and angle B. Then pwede nyong sukatin sa protractor para makita ninyo kung eksakto siya sa 180 degrees or more than. Okay? So two possibilities, pwedeng i-drawing, pwedeng naka-statement. Next, the sum of angle A and angle B is more than 180 degrees. So these two angles are not supplementary. So pag dinrawing nyo to, lalagpas siya dun sa natin, protractor natin na 180 degrees yung total na sukat. So therefore, the sum of two supplementary angles is exactly 180 degrees. So si contrapositive, inenegates niya, ang mangyayari kasi dito, inenegates niya yung statement, tapos kung mapapansin ninyo sa conclusion, bumabalik ka rin sa dulo. Bumabalik ka rin sa pinaka-sense ng statement natin. Hindi ka naliligaw, hindi ka nawawala. Katulad nito sa number 1, makakapagsimba ka lang kapag Sunday. Kasi na-prove mo na sarado yung simbahan kapag Sunday. Kapag hindi siya Sunday. Dito naman, kapag meron kang dalawang angles na susobra sa 190 degrees, susobra sa 180 degrees, ibig sabihin, hindi sila supplementary angles. Okay? Paano pag less than yung ginamit? So, mag-isip ka ng mga measure ng angles na ang sum ay hindi naman aabot ng 180 degrees. Let's say, for example, 100 at saka 20. So, pag inad mo, 120 lang siya. Yan. Okay, so another tip, kailangan consistent yung ating statement. Sequential siya, tsaka connected. Kasi baka mamaya magbigay tayo ng iba't ibang measure, ay iba't ibang statement. Let's say for example, sa number 1, ang pinag-uusapan natin is pagsimba. Tapos susunod mong statement is about about going sa supermarket, pamamalengke. So hindi na siya connected ngayon. Hindi na siya sequential. Sa number 2 naman, kapag ang pinag-uusapan natin halimbawa is supplementary, tapos nagbigay ka about complementary angles. So hindi na connected yung mga statement natin. So see to it that pag nagbibigay tayo ng statement, see to it na connected pa rin siya sa mga naunang statement natin. Okay. So in making proof by contrapositive, the first step is gumawa muna kayo ng contrapositive ng ating statement. The second step is gumawa kayo ng proof about contrapositive, and the third step is make a conclusion about the contrapositive. Okay, next. Let's have proof by contradiction. So ilan to? 4 steps ata ito. Ayan. Step 1, assume your statement to be false. So, i-assume mo na yung mga given statement natin is false. Step 2, proceed as you would with a direct proof. So, magda-direct proof tayo. Then, the third step, come across a contradiction. And fourth step, state that because of contradiction, it cannot be true. It cannot be true. It cannot be the case that the statement is false, so it must be true. Ayun pala. State that because of the contradiction, it cannot be the case that the statement is false, so it must be true. Ayan. So bigay tayo ng isang example. Ayan. Wait lang. Baba lang natin to. Okay. So kanina yung example natin, if it is Sunday, then I'm going to church. So contradiction, so i-assume natin na ito ay false, yung given statement. So magbibigay tayo ng statement na magiging contradict dun sa given. So today is Friday, so I am not going to church. Okay, that's the contradiction. Today is Friday, so I am not going to church. Direct proof is, if I insist to go to church this Friday, the church is closed. Ayan. So that is the direct proof of our contradiction. Okay. So ano yung kinontradict natin dito? Ang kinontra natin is yung Sunday. Ba? Kung linggo ngayon, magsisimba ako. Ngayon ay Biyernes. So hindi ako magsisimba. Contradict. Okay? Parang ano rin siya, contrapositive, pero naka-if din. Ito naman, naka-statement naman siya. Yan. Yan. So therefore, I can only go to church if it is Sunday. So the statement must be true. So para maging true, para makapagsimba siya, kailangan pumunta siya ng Sunday. So, yan. So ganito natin ginagawa ang contradiction. Okay. So we're going to prove this by contradiction. So ang nasa statement natin is angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degrees. By contradiction, ang ilalagay natin is angle B is greater than 180 degrees and angle A is greater than 180 degrees. Okay. So by contradiction, if angle B is more than 180 degrees and when added to angle A, it is now more than 180 degrees. Then the angles are not supplementary. So this is by contradiction. So ang kinontradict natin is yung equals 180 degrees. Kasi ito, para maging true to, dapat less than to, 'di ba? Si angle A ay less than 180 at si angle B ay less than 180. Pero dahil nagko-contradiction tayo, binago natin yung less than, ginawa nating greater than. Okay. So kapag si angle B ay inad natin kay angle A, which is greater than 180 degrees, ang sum ngayon nila is more than 180 degrees and they are not supplementary. So this is the contradiction. Now we're going to give a direct proof for this contradiction. So let's say angle A is 20 degrees and angle B is 190 degrees. So the sum of these two angles are 210. So these two angles are not supplementary. So pwede rin natin itong i-drawing as per advice, pwede rin natin siyang i-drawing. When you illustrate the angles, angle A equals 20 degrees and angle B equals 190 degrees, it is more than 180 degrees or more than a protractor. Okay, so ito po pwede nyong i-drawing na lang ito. You can draw this one. Yan. Okay. Para ma-prove natin yung ating contradiction. So, therefore, the angles are supplement if their sum is exactly 180 degrees. So, the statement must be true. Ayan. Here. The statement must be true. Okay. Again, if you prove the statement by contradiction, mahalaga maintindihan nyo yung isang statement, tapos mapili nyo kung ano yung i-contradict nyo. Yan. Okay? So, katulad nito sa number 1, ang kino-contradict nila is yung Sunday. Sa number 2 naman, ang kino-contradict natin is the supplementary angles. Yan. Okay. So, again, in proving by contradiction, magbibigay muna kayo ng contradiction statement. Then, the second one, give the direct proof of the contradiction. Tapos, for the conclusion, the statement must be true. Yan, true. Yan. Para maging true siya, babalik ka sa dati na supplementary angle siya. Okay, so ganun naman ang takbo ng contradiction. Babalik ka dun sa original statement. Okay, so this will be the end of our session. For clarifications, please drop it on the comment section below. Bye-bye!